Let's get started about locating, comparing, and ordering rational numbers on a number line. But before we do, let's review some important items that we learned yesterday. That there are certain negative numbers and positive numbers. And then there is a concept of absolute value and opposite. So the construct of a number line, put 0 there. That way the positive numbers are all over the positive, or the positive name is all over the positive numbers, and these are all the negative numbers. And we also learned that, hey, this is negative 1.5. It appears on this side of negative 1, not this side. Okay? And the absolute value is the distance from 0. And the opposite of negative 3 is 3. This would be the opposite. And conversely, the opposite of 3 would be negative 3. Now, it's also important to know that timeline or number lines can be vertical. Now, not a pretty picture, I understand, but let's understand. And it could have 0, 1, 2, negative 1, negative 2. The most common visualization for this is a thermometer. It will have typically in the vertical arrangement. So keep that in mind, and we'll be practicing some of those as well. But one thing I want you to contemplate at this time is some new items. And I'm going to draw, not very well, a football goalpost. Because what I'm trying to explain to you for your level, what between means, it has to go through the goalpost. So if we're saying between 3 and 10, the numbers that are between 3 and 10 do not include 3, but include 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and do not include 10. Okay, this is very important. Of course, it also includes any number of the numbers that are infinitely between these numbers as well. For instance, 3.5 would be in there, and so would 4.5 and 9.9, as long as it was less than 10 or greater than 3, which brings me to the next thing. This is less than. So in this example up here, the value would be less than 10. This is greater than, this is greater than. And the value that we're looking at would be greater than 3. So the value would be greater than 3 and less than 10. Okay, this is very important stuff we need to keep in mind while we're doing today's class. So let's go through some of the locations here. Complete each statement by using the greater than, the less than, greater than, or equal. Not very big, so let's make it less than, greater than, or equal. Okay? Is -7, which is here, and the absolute value of 1, absolute value of 1 is 1, so -7 is less than. -3, absolute value is 3, so that would be greater than 4. And let me make sure that we place all the numbers on the number line. This would be here. We usually put it like a dot there, but I want to make sure that you see it. And the absolute value of 1 is 1, so it's going to be here. And -6.5. Here's -6. Remember, it's not over here. It's over here. So this is where that is. And we have -3. -3 is here. Okay? So, let's talk about -7 and 6.5. -7, see, it's going down this direction, so it is going to be less than -6.5. The absolute value of 3 is 3, and so this is going to be greater than. Example 2. This is 2.5. This is -2.5. And this is -1.5. The letter values for these are D, A, B. Now, which is the closest to -1? Well, -1.5. Place each number. Okay, -2.5 or 5.25. This is -5.5 because there's 4 sections. So this is 25, 50, 75, and then the whole number. So this would be -5.25 right here. Which number is closest to A? Well, let's take a look at some of these other ones. Where is -9? That is 4. It's a negative, and it leaves 1/2. So 4.5 would be right here. -3.25. That would be right here. And you could also call this like -3.25. And 4 into 11 goes, waiting for you, okay, is -2 3/4. So -2 3/4. So it would be right there. So which number is closest to A? A is, the closest number is -5.25. Which number has the absolute value greater than 5? Well, it's also this number here, because its absolute value is 5.25. All the other numbers' absolute values are less than 5. Okay, let's do the check-in. And, well, I'm sorry. Those are the numbers I scribbled in while it was off the page. Let's go ahead and do the check-in. Okay, we're back after the check-in. Adrian correctly labeled the numbers 3 3/4, 3 1/2, 12 and 2.25 on the number line below. Well, did he? Well, I don't see them, so let's put them in for. This is the 12.25 negative the 12 3/4. It's here. Let's see. 13 1/2. 13 1/2 is here. That's one, that one right there. And 13 3/4 is right there. We can write that as. All right. Which number is closest to 13? Well, you can see the closest one is this one right here. Okay. And here are the answers to the practice. I'm going to slide it up so that you can see. And turn the next page. And there you have it for today. Hope you have a good day.